So, I guess we need to talk about it. One person just talked about his grievances, and now here I am, the same guy who some years ago created 10 reasons why you should hate Disney. There is a part two, but I think part two is missing in action right now. Alright, let's do this. Let's talk about it. Okay, so one thing you should note that really for me, I was like totally uh-oh. And then when it fell short, I was like, okay, good. That's kind of good. It's the fact of Disney when they first started doing 3D. So as Disney did 3D, I'm like, then why do they need Pixar? It seems to me, as soon as you get on Pixar's turf, I'm like, oh, frick. Pixar, what you gonna do, man? What are you going to do? And apparently the good news is that Pixar is doing okay, but it seems like now they're getting pushed to the side. But why don't I talk about the messed up things that happen with Pixar that Disney was involved with? So, for everyone who remembers, Disney was the one who created straight to video. They were the ones who invented that with sequels. And so what they decided to do is tell Pixar, hey, get your B team. You're going to do a sequel to Toy Story. And they just released it on freaking VHS. And I saw it and I was like, oh, frick, we need to buy that. And it turns out that it was such a good movie that you shouldn't have done that. And thank goodness that when Toy Story 3 came out, they were like, oh, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to, for the first time ever, show it in theaters. Well, it should have been like that in the first place, you idiot. And let's see, did they ever did something messed up with Pixar ever again like that? I think the good news is that after that one little, oops, none of that really happened ever again. That's the good news. But sadly, that was just a good victory, a good small victory that just starts actually going down the drain. So, of course, you know what happens is that Disney is on a freaking kitsch of making lots and lots of sequels. We saw that with so many other of them. Heck, they were planning on doing a freaking Pocahontas 3 and Aladdin 4. They were really dug deep to do like more sequels. And it's like, whoa. And, of course, they decided to nudge and get Pixar to do it. Thus why we have Toy Story 3. Thus why we have Cars 2 and 3. And is there any other ones that actually need to remember? I think that's it. Sadly, I think those are the only ones that they actually got sequels out of. Inside Out didn't get a sequel. Sadly, the canned lizard one didn't get to have anything because of Rio over there, which now their freaking studio's dead now. Yeah, I think it was Disney who took out Blue Sky. Damn, man. It's like, so let me get this straight. Blue Sky most likely is going to help you now, which you just engulfed them and now they're part of your 3D department. Oh, good Lord. It's like, oh, good Lord, Pixar, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? So with that said, there was some troubling things that they were just doing lots and lots of sequels. The guy talked about it and I was like, that's a good point. But notice that the two guys who were responsible for Pixar, they kept on talking and they kept on telling us all the way until they got to Wall-E that they had so many things to talk about this one time. And they drew on a napkin. And they had so many characters, so many stories from Toy Story and all the stuff that we've seen that was Disney based. Inside Out wasn't, of course, on there. It's like, I think it ended with Wall-E. Lo and behold, they did not do a sequel for Wall-E. So, yeah. It's like now I have to freaking trace my steps because someone had to freaking interrupt. But anyways, so we had Wall-E, and as soon as that happened, Brave showed up. I think, if I'm correct, I think Brave showed up like a little bit afterwards. It didn't work. And I was like, oh, well, that's good. Thank goodness, because I'm like, Pixar, as soon as they go to 3D, what exactly is your edge? What exactly do you have that's different from when they do 3D? That's the messed up part. And it's kind of crazy that I remember reading an article, I think it might have been in a Jet magazine in 2007, 2007, that they were thinking about doing Princess and the Frog. Disney was. And technically it was supposed to come out in 2007. And it came out in 2009. So it's like, yeah, people are like, wait a minute, what? It's like, yeah, I think they took so much time doing it, even though I'm pretty sure they could have done it in 2007 if they really wanted to. But yeah, I remember that I read it in Jet magazine. I was still a freaking teenager in high school, because it doesn't make sense that if 2008, 2009 I read it, I would actually have been in college. So yeah, you see how it doesn't mix in the fact of it happened in 2007 and it supposedly came out in 2007. I think I might have read it in 2006. But even so, the thing is that Prince of the Frog was very hard for them to actually make. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyways, they eventually in 2010 decided to do Tangled. Of course, don't sue me if I get the freaking years wrong. But eventually Tangled happened, and Tangled was one that's like, oh, it won everyone over. Disney finally got their footing in 3D. Oh, good Lord. And then after that, Frozen showed up. Oh, good Lord. And eventually Frozen 2. It's like, oh, good Lord. Let's see. What other ones? It's like, I don't remember all the other ones that came out. Because Encanto was the latest one that came out. They did, of course, Coco, but that was Disney and Pixar did Coco. And let's see, before that, what other ones am I missing? It's like, yeah, I'm most likely missing some. But anyways, it gets to the point of where now we're to the point of where Pixar is getting kind of pushed to the curb. I don't know why, but they're getting pushed to the curb. If notice from the guy who actually talked to me, well, talked to all of us, was the fact of we had Soul supposed to go into theaters. It got canned and then it got put on Disney Plus. Luca was supposed to, and of course that happened. Yeah, I think Luca was the next one. It was supposed to be in theaters. It got put on Disney Plus. Last but not least is Turning Red. And I would figure, oh, it's so going to go in theaters. And it went on Disney Plus. I'll tell you one thing. I really hope, and I'm pretty sure Soul is on Blu-ray and DVD. Thank goodness. Hopefully Turning Red will get the same treatment. And if so, then I'm able to at least support, because I want to support them more than I can. Because yes, you could buy freaking Disney Plus and oh, you just did it and now you can support them and watch it anytime you want. Versus you can buy the Blu-ray DVD combo and that's like $20. That's $20 hopefully going to Pixar's pocket. I know Disney has a pocket and there's some that goes to them, but still, they deserve to have credit and they deserve to have something. So it's really messed up how it's going on with Pixar. It's like, yeah, Pixar doesn't feel, and look like Raya and Last Dragon, and how some actually said, yeah, it's like they got good footing, but then all of a sudden Raya and Last Dragon, which I think was okay, many others didn't. It's like, oh, that sucks. They did Mulan. Mulan did horrible. It's like, yeah, it's kind of a fun thing of do as others as you want done to yourself, or of course the horrible version of what we think is karma. We're just like, yeah, treat Pixar good, you get treated good. Pixar does good, they'll be treated good if you're releasing on, teach them respect, and then yours will get respect. Instead, Radio Last Dragon didn't get respect. It got swept under the rug so fast. I'm like, wait, but I wanted to talk about the movie. Mulan got dissed so hard. So in the end, it's like, yeah, you should be happy Encanto got footing. Encanto got decent footing. That's the good news. But it's like, if it didn't, I'll tell you one thing. I think you need to start allowing Pixar to be in theaters again. It's like, yeah, it's like, I would rather Pixar be in theaters, get a chance, and then, of course, because if it goes into streaming services, there's no guarantee that you would actually give us the physical copies. There's no guarantee. I mean, the TV shows, definitely there's no guarantee. Where the hell is my freaking damn Marvel crap? Where's all the Marvel crap, man? Where's all of that? Movies, I think we might be good. But still, there's no real telling what they really would do. There's no real telling. So, I knew that this was kind of trouble. I knew it was. So as Disney decided to actually step forward and go to 3D, I knew there was trouble. I just didn't know that the trouble would eventually come to a head within how many decades? I guess it was 2008. Well, we're now in the line of 13 years. Let's say 12 to 13 years. Who would have thunk it that was when they struck? The only question now is how long do we have until Pixar is no more? And I would love it to just say that Pixar leave. Pixar leave. You got enough money to make it on your own. Leave Disney. Leave Disney. You're fine. Leave Disney. And it's like, they're not fine. Because if they were really fine, after they made a home run with freaking Toy Story, they would have been left Disney. Because Toy Story did so much. There's no way that by doing so much in Toy Story and got so many things that happened to Toy Story, the first movie, that they couldn't leave Disney and part ways that fast. And who knows? Maybe Disney smoothed them, persuaded them, saying, hey, you won't be able to do another thing like that. All that money you got there, come on now. Or even worse is that Disney did not let them have 100% of it, which makes sense. And they only just got the crap sum of where they couldn't really even leave if they wanted to. The money that Disney took, if they had all the money, because, actors would have to get paid and stuff, but it's like, after all that, all the money they got from it, they should have been able to leave Disney and start on their own and be fine. But I'm pretty sure how much Disney got out of that whole entire thing might have actually cost it to the point where it's like, yeah, they couldn't do it. Yeah, they needed like a lot more. And it sucks that it's been decades now. It's like Pixar started in 1993, right? It's been decades. It's like we're close to like the third. Yeah, we're close to the third decade of where Pixar was born. Was Pixar actually started with Toy Story. And you're telling me after all these movies that they created, they still haven't been able to get out of Disney's shadow and move? What kind of contract do they have? It's like, it's like there's just too much stuff where it's like, in the end of it all, they really need to get away from Disney and be able to do whatever they wish, and it'll be okay. Will we actually be sorry? It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they still should allow Disney to loan out the characters. And yeah, they loan the characters out to Disney, and Disney can do lots of stuff at their free theme park. It's just they get like 10% of whatever revenue or something. It's like, it's something messed up where it's like, yeah, maybe even 1% of every year in Disney World and Disneyland. But I'm pretty sure even Disney is going to be like, oh, but I'm just saying, in my like final thing to say before I leave, before I end this, is that I was kind of concerned when Brave came. When Disney decided to do that, and I'm pretty sure what Tinkerbell was about. It's like, yeah, that's a weird thing too. It's like, wait, wasn't it Tinkerbell that started it? But it's like, I don't know. I think Tinkerbell, they gave us the teaser in the movie theater, and then after that, it's like, I think Tinkerbell came after Brave. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tinkerbell was like a freaking damn failure. Even though they were able to make lots of sequels, I have to say that Tinkerbell most likely was a failure. Because I don't remember Tinkerbell at all. And they marketed Tinkerbell and gave us a teaser, but I don't remember it. But I was concerned what happens when Disney with 3D, they did it, they got through, and now look at it after a long while of 18 years or so. They're now into the point of where, why in the world do they need Pixar in the first place? Yeah, I'm concerned about Pixar. I'm very concerned of them. I really hope that they're going to still be okay, and they got to find some way to actually be niched, But the thing is that Pixar, even though they don't get to have like original stories, the original stories hit it out of the park. Disney is kind of like touch and go. And Encanto did good. Raya the Last Dragon, no one's really talking about that movie that much. That's the messed up part. It's like, yeah, they're not talking about that movie that much. Everyone's not really awesome about the freaking remakes or the freaking live action versions of them. They did some cool stuff like Cruella, but there's many others that were like, yeah, no. So it's like, I'm pretty sure Pixar is safe for now. But if Disney is able to get everything up and running, I really hope Pixar has a good backup plan. I really hope they're still going to survive within the next few years, or heck, few decades. Good luck, Pixar. Good luck.